Because you're probably watching this thinking, yeah, Win, whatever. This is not groundbreaking, but it is. It's groundbreaking when you forget. And it is so tragic that you can forget things that are so fundamental, so basic, and so important. Hindsight is the kid in school that brags about not having to wear glasses because it's 2020. I hate hindsight because it's easy to say, oh, all you have to do is persist. It's not that easy because when you're in a moment of fear and anxiety, those villains are stronger than your persistence. The key to life is really very simple. All you have to do is keep pressing forward. Now, stated in a standard English sentence, this is really, of course, just a banal platitude. But the point is, in the day-to-day trenches of adult existence, banal platitudes serve life and death importance. Or so I wish to suggest to you on this cold and lovely afternoon. How's it going, Kyle? It's Thursday. So I'm not sure if you could tell, but that introduction, of course, was inspired by none other than David Foster Wallace and his "This is Water" speech. One thing that's always stuck with me is the idea of banal platitudes and how they truly are the answer to life. It's because we make life way more complicated than it truly ever needs to be. And today I want to talk about one of those banal platitudes that is really very, very fitting for this exact moment. And that is persist. Now you might be asking me, why is it persist and not persistence? Wouldn't that be better grammar? No. We're not here for grammar, we're here for results. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to persist. I'm persisting right now because there it is. I have a cough, I have a cold, or I should say, viruses are trying to overcome my immune system. I am persevering until my body regains homeostasis. I am battling with unseen enemies and winning. In the arms race of microscopic replication, the virus's victory is only momentary. The defenses developed by my ancestors continue to protect me from death. But let's get back on topic. Persist. It is not persistence, it is persist. It is a call to action. It is an obligation. It is a duty. I am persisting. I will persist. The horrors persist, but so do I. This is very poignant because in this very moment, I am persisting. I was studying for an exam all week. I performed very well on it. Through my lack of sleep and poor appetite, I have potentially fallen into battle with unseen enemies. And long story short, I require more rest. I require more rest. But here I am making this video. And it's not even the funny thing, God forbid, God is always blessing me at all times. But I'm just thinking about watching this video back right now. And it's like when they're watching Simon Petrikov start slowly turning into the Ice King. It's like, this is the kind of video when you're like, whoa, like that's when Win really got sick, but we didn't know it yet. It was just like, it was just a cough at the beginning of May, you know? But no, God, I'm covered in the blood. It's not about the $175 anymore. That $175, it's not about that anymore. What it's really about is the persistence. It's about the commitments. It's about doing what I said I was going to do. And that is so important to your self-identity and your reserve of willpower. Okay, So I have so many thoughts in my mind right now because I've made so many life decisions recently. So many new changes in my life have occurred over the past few days. And I actually have done a lot of thinking and a lot of writing about the concepts I want to share in these next few videos. But unfortunately, I just don't have the time to put in the effort and the energy that I want to share these ideas. So I'm just going to make this short video today as a prelude, so you can know what I'm talking about. I've gone through a quarter life crisis, and I have emerged on the other side not only a victor, but in a new phase. This is a phase of persist. The first quarter of my life has been about intentionality. You've often heard me call it my favorite word. I say I'll get it tattooed on my arm. Intentionality. The understanding that with your planning and preparation, you can determine the outcomes of your life. Intentionality. Thinking through things and doing them with purpose. But there comes a point in your life where intentionality goes from being a strong aura to a weak aura. It can become a weak aura when I laugh because I'm not into jewels and crystals, but I love the phrasing. It becomes a weak aura when you begin, or when I begin, to hyperfixate on the internal locus of control and everything I need to think and do, and that perfectionism starts to seep in. When in reality, what we need is an effort we ball mentality, a persist mentality, a forget the planning, forget the thinking, just do. Because you've planned and you've thought enough that action alone is enough. Action alone is necessary and sufficient to reach your goals. Ah, man. Oh my gosh. This is so hard. This is so hard because I was on the phone last night. I was writing about this stuff, and it's so clear to me right now. It's so clear to me, and it's so important to me right now. But that's the elusive and nebulous thing about cliches, is that they are so true. Although they are so painfully, viscerally true, they are so hard to communicate and instill. Because you're probably watching this thinking, yeah, Win, whatever. This is not groundbreaking, but it is. It's groundbreaking when you forget. And it is so tragic that you can forget things that are so fundamental, so basic, and so important. And I forgot about persistence. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these things can only be done in a story. Time waits for no man. The windows of opportunity continuously close. At the top of the year, I had to apply to many internships. But looking at those applications, they were full of requirements, personal statements, letters of interest, letters of recommendation, transcripts, and so on and so forth, that they paralyzed me. I was paralyzed by my fear of reality. There are moments that hold so much weight in them. There are moments that hold so much reality. There are moments that require us to have a face-to-face conversation with ourselves, our identity, our perceptions, our beliefs, and our world. These moments are like Schrodinger's box. They require our action because once we open them, we force the hand of reality into an outcome. And when there's any form of hesitancy, fear, doubt, or disbelief within our own minds, in those moments, you cannot bring yourself to see the face of reality. What are those moments? Those moments are calling someone, a friend, an ex-girlfriend, a family member who you haven't spoken to in a long time, and you think once I hit this button, I'm either going to hear nothing or the sound of this familiar voice on the other side of the line. It is opening a letter to a college decision or a job offer. Once I open this, I'm going here, I am going there. I'll have money, I won't. These are the moments. And as I speak of these moments, I make them sound like they hold so much gravity. And yes, they do. But the problem is, if you are paralyzed by them, you cannot let them hold that level of power. You must just persist through them, regardless of whatever anxieties or thoughts you may have about them. Persistence needs to be trained daily. It needs to be trained daily. Whether it is the unwavering commitment to waking up and getting out of the bed, the weekly commitment to making and editing a video, regardless of your circumstance, the commitment to love somebody, a family member, a spouse, unconditionally. This is a skill. We talk about soft skills. These are hard skills that need to be refined. That's all I gotta say right now, man. That's all I have to say. And in the next videos, I'm going to talk about cliches, banal platitudes. And I'm going to show you why these things are so important. All right, Kyle. I'll see you on Thursday. And who knows, you might see me on Wednesday.